Okay.
I think it's time.
Welcome, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining us for our service. We're grateful to have Melissa Baden here leading us this evening. We're going to begin on page 1 with the Mincha service and then move to the Mornish Kaddish on page 12. So page 1 for the Ashrei. We move forward in our prayer books to page 12, enabling our microphones, those who are in mourning or observing a yurtzeit, joining together with the words of the mourner's cottage, page 12. Yitkadash, Shemer Rabba, V'lama Divra V'yamlich Malchutei, Chayachol V'yamlich Chai Nechol Beit Yisrael, Agala Zman Karev Yivru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Barach, Olam U'mei Yifbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yipar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadav, V'yitalev, V'yitalal, Beit Hashem, Elam, Mikol, Bechasa, V'shirata, Tishbechasa, V'nechtamata, Biram, Yama, Bimru, Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemayim, V'chaim Aleinu, V'al Yisrael, V'yamru, Amen. Oseh Shalom, Oseh Shalom, Aleinu, V'al Yisrael, V'yamru, Amen. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. As we enter into our Shabbat service, we're going to begin in just a minute with Shalom Aleichem on page 13. So I'll invite you to turn to that page and get ready. But what I wanted to focus on for my comment and my kavanah for tonight is the idea of blessings. There's a tradition that we have 100 blessings we're supposed to say a day. And now, if you have a traditional Jewish practice that involves prayer, standard prayer life, then you would get to that 100 very easily. Roughly 20 in the Amidah, 19 in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening, so that gets you up close to 60. If you said Birkat Hamazon, the grace after meals, for over 3 meals, 3 times a day, that would get you up to 12. You could see how it easily just adds up, and you could get to that number 100. Shabbat, though, does an interesting thing. Shabbat, because our Amidot, the standing devotional prayer, doesn't have 19 blessings in it, it only has 7, we immediately get docked, if you will, during this time that is supposed to be all about blessings. You lose a bunch of the big numbers, and you have to really scrounge for your blessings. But that is really something I think that's important for Shabbat, is to take a moment not just to live in the now, but to also live in the past and the future. That's one of the incredible things that Shabbat offers us, is a time to be in a vessel that is beyond time. So we think back in this last week about the blessings that we had, and we add those to the number that we need to make to get to 100 in this 25 hours. And then we think also about what's coming up in the week to come, both the opportunities, both the excitement that might be there, and even some of the trepidation, and we try to orient our mind to look at all of it as a blessing. Of course, it's easy to think about the things we're excited about, maybe travel, we might be going at the end of the year, seeing family, but we also might be worried about certain things, travel and seeing family. They become both blessing and curses at the same time. But how do you then use this time, this 24 hours, to look at all of it as a blessing? Maybe it's an opportunity to grow, maybe it's an opportunity to heal, maybe it's an opportunity to have some courage and even be an exemplar for others as we make our way through the airports or bus terminals or wherever we are, wearing our mask when others aren't. We get to be a blessing to them and to remind them that there's still ways of caring for ourselves and taking care of each other. So even in those moments that might seem complicated, there's ways in this time, this 24 hours, that we could prepare ourselves, we could gird ourselves to add to what is to come and what has been, and make those the blessings that we need to get to our magic number of 100. I believe we'll get there. Page 13, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Ayot, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem Shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Ayot, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Ayot, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedkem l'shalom, Malachei Ashalom, Malachei Ayot, Mi Melech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. L'chuna ranana. L'chuna ranana, l'Adonai. L'chuna ranana, l'Adonai. L'chuna ranana, l'Adonai. L'chuna ranana, l'Adonai. Naria, Naria, litzoyeshenu, likanav anav b'torah. Naria, Naria, litzoyeshenu, likanav 40 שנה עקוד בתור ואמרם תוהים והם לא ידעו דרכי אשר נשביעתי ויאבי אם יבואו מנוחתי שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, פזרו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומולו מאוד, נורא הוא על כל אלוהים, כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים, ואדוני שמיים עשה, הר והדר לפניו, אז בתפארת במקדשו, הבו לאדוני משפחות עמים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז, שובו לאדוני כבוד שמו, שאו מנחה ובואו לחצרותיו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש, חילו מפניו כל הארץ, אמרו בגויים אדוני מלך, עפתיקן תבל בעצימות, יודעים עמים במישרים, ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו, יעלו סודי וכל אשר בו, אז ירננו כל הצייר לפני אדוני, כי בא לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק ועמים באמונתו, אדוני מלך סגל הארץ, ישמחו אוהבים. Or zaru ala tzadik, u'Yisrael simcha, simchu צדיקים באדוני, והודו לזכר קודשו. מזמור שיר לאדוני, שיר חדש, כי נבראת עזה, הושיע לו ימינו, וזרוע קדשו. לפני אדוני קיווה, לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, וימים במישורים. אדוני מלך יגזו עמים, יושיב קרובים תנות הארץ.
Adonai Eloheinu, Yishtachavu, Adonai HaKadoshu, Moshe Rabbeinu Kohanav, Ushma Korei Osham, Baru El Adonai Olam, Ya'amud Anan Yam, Lama Adonai Eloheinu, Omemu, Adonai Eloheinu, Yishtachavu.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, וישתחוו לקודשו, כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו.
We rise as we turn to page 20, Mizmor LeDavid, Psalm 29.
מזמור לדוד, הבו לאדוני בני אלים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז. הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, ישתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש. כל אדוני על המים, אל הכבורים. אדוני על מים רבים. כל אדוני לכוח. כל אדוני בהגה, כל אדוני שובר ארזים, ושבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון, וירקידם כמו עגל לבנון וסריון כמו בין רעים. כל אדוני חוסר להקודש, כל אדוני יקיל מדבר, יקיל אדוני מדבר קדש. כל אדוני יכול אל איילון, ויחשוף יערות והיכלו, כולו מרכבות. אדוני לעולם הוא ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, Adonai Yevarech et amo v'shalom.
Proceed as we turn to page 21, L'chadudi.
Shabbat, Shamar v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmianu el hameyuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'litila lechadodi. Shabbat, Nikabela lechadodi, likrat kala b'nei Shabbat, Nikabela likrat Shabbos, lechu v'necha, ki mekar habarocha. Merosh mikedem nesucha sof maseh b'machshava techila lechadodi, likrat kala b'nei Shabbat, nikabela lechadodi, likrat kala b'nei Shabbat, nikabela mitash melech ir melucha, kumitzi mitocha hafeka, rav lach sheret be'emecha bocha, lehu yachamol alayich kemla lechadodi, likrat kala b'nei Shabbat, nikabela lechadodi, likrat kala b'nei Shabbat, nikabela. Hinari me'afar kumi, livshi bigdei fartei chami, al yad ben yishai beit alachmi, karvo el nafshi ke'ala lechadodi, likrat kala b'nei Shabbat, nikabela lechadodi, likrat kala b'nei Shabbat, Hitarari, Kiva arech umiari. Uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nikra, lecha dodi, likrat kala b'nei Shabbat, nekabela lecha dodi. Likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lo tevoshi velo tzikami matishtochachi umatemi boch yehezu ani ami venibneta hir al tila lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela v'hayim shisa shosayich v'rochachu komevalayich yosis alayich Elohayich chimsos chatan chatan okala lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela yaminus moti feroti v'tadonai ta'ariti al yarish ben parti v'nizmecha v'nagila lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. We rise, boy v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha uv'tzalatoch emuneh am segula bo vichala lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
As we're seated, we turn to page 23, the Psalm for the Sabbath day, page 23.
Mizmor shir liyam haShabbat, tov lehadot la'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcho elyon.
Magalu Masecha, Munkum Shalatav Yishla, Yisham Damate Ad.
Vata beitini b'shurai, bakomim olemereim tishmano aznai. Tzadik katamar yifrach, keres bavanam
Nachas kis acha me'az me'alamata. Nasu nacharot Adonai nachas. Yesu nacharot achiyam.
Eidotecha nenuiod, levitavana kodesh, Adonai liorech yamin.
We enable our microphones, supporting one another in the call and response of the Mourner's Kaddish. The bottom of page 24, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal,
Yisgadal, Shemei Rabbi,
Melma, Divra, Krute, Yamit, Krute, Bechayachal, Yomecha, Umchaye, Bechol, Israel, Bagala, Bizman, Karib, Vimru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mavorach, Leolam, Umei, Omaya. Yiparach, V'yishtabach, V'yipa'ar, V'yitromam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shmei D'Kedusha, V'Brichu, Le'elam, Minkol, V'Chata, V'Shirata, Tushbechata, V'Nechemata, Da'amiram, V'Yimru, Amen. Yehei Shalom Rabba Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'Yimru,
Amen.
Yoseh Shalom B'Mav, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'Yimru.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. In just a moment, we're going to move to page 28 and begin in the middle of the page with the evening service. But I wanted to quickly just frame something that I noticed as I was preparing tomorrow for a Torah study, which I'm leading. And I was looking at the blessings and the curses, more blessings, that Jacob gives to his children and to his grandchildren. And as I was reviewing the last couple of parshiot, the last couple of weeks where we've watched Joseph have this incredible journey, what dawned on me is something I haven't really thought of very much, that all that story, everything, happened because he shared a dream. And it just kind of fell out of my consciousness. I just could have watched his journey into the pit and then out and being sold and then into Pharaoh's, becoming Pharaoh's viceroy and making his way through and reuniting with his brothers. And I forgot that this all came about because he shared his dreams with his brothers, at which he was at the top of those dreams, and his brothers were ears of corn or whatever they were, as he just imagined them. And I think it's wonderful that we're concluding the book of Genesis tomorrow, and moving on to our next book. And it comes at a perfect time of the year, this time when we are gathering with families and we are figuring out ways to connect with one another. And this has been an epic story of families who put the fun into dysfunction. They are just a really challenging group of brothers and siblings and mothers and fathers and grandparents and grandchildren and children and parents. It is just incredibly dynamic. And one of the things that kind of came to me as I was thinking about it, which might have been Joseph's mistake, never enough to cause what has happened to him, and I would never, by any means, blame the victim here, because he definitely was a certain part of his life. But the thing that really comes to mind, that might have been his one mistake early on, was how his dreams really might have included his brothers, but they really didn't. They really didn't. His brothers were, as I said, ears of corn or moons and stars. They had no figure. They had no real purpose other than to serve what it was that he was seeing his dream to be. Hold on, everybody.
Technical difficulties.
When did it come out? A couple sentences, like an hour ago.
Just give the whole Kavanah all over again.
Okay. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. We're going to continue in the middle of page 28 with the evening service. Sorry about that, but that's okay. What I was saying was brilliant, and you all missed it. That's what happens with batteries. Page 28.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'dvaram ha'arif harovim. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil bin yom uvein laila, Adonai tzevot shemo. El chai v'kayom, tomid yimlach aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai hamari v'ravim avad olam.
If you listen to the space between the notes and the half notes, the space between heartbeats, you'll hear quarter notes of love and yearning, ancient music of hope and sorrow, infinite in variations, the echo of generations. Notes that bend towards God, notes that linger with longing, notes that plead for redemption, notes that declare Torah is our life and mitzvot, commandments, are our honor. Notes that proclaim, we are waiting for you, Adonai of Abraham. Notes that surrender, notes that refuse to surrender, notes that cry out to Zion and to Israel, the notes, the voices of sorrow and the voices of laughter. If you listen to the spaces between the notes and the half notes, the rise and the fall, the trills and the trumpet, you will hear the rhythm and the pulse. In the space between the notes, dreams of God touch the core of being to become music. Page 29.
בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננת עליך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. Adonai, Adonai. Moshe uvnei Israel l'chonu shiro b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam mi kamocha v'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh narat zilot osef eleh malchutecha uvonecha bokei hayom lifnei Moshe ze'elianu yameru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov ugala mi'ad chazak mimenu baruch atah Adonai gal Yisrael.
God, help us to live this day in a way that draws your favor, that summons your gifts and your blessings, that attract holiness and light. Give us courage and strength, hope and understanding. Help us to be present in our life. Help us to be present in our day. Help us to be present for others. Help us to be present for ourselves. Let us live awake and aware, vital and energetic, casting off the chains of doubt and fear. God of hidden worlds, God of secret realms, God of trial and triumph, you have given us moments and choices, hours and opportunities, days to build and days to renew. Let us live this day with wisdom, awake to a moment of healing, dedicating our hands and our hearts to the work of creation. And your gifts will appear quietly, gently, sweet like morning dew to refresh our hearts. Ushmor tzeitenu va'enu, middle of page 33.
Ushmor tzeitenu va'enu l'chaim u'shalom mi'atzah v'yad olam ufrot aleinu sukat shlomecha baruch atah Adonai haporetu kat shalom aleinu v'yal kol amo Yisrael v'yal Yerushalayim.
We rise for Vishamru, page 34.
Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat L'Torah Tamerit Olam Ay Beni Uvein Bnei Yisraelot Le'olam Ki sheshet yamim Asa Adonai et hashamayim et haaretz uvayom hashvi Shabbat b'nafash.
The Amidah begins on page 35.
try. Ose shalom bimramav, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru. Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru. Amen, ve'imru, ve'imru. Amen, ve'imru.
We encourage you to get something for Kiddush, wine, grape juice, whatever you have. Melissa will lead us in Vayechulu Hashemayim, page 47, and then move to page 49 for the Kiddush for Shabbat. Page 47.
ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו, אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי חבריי,
L'chaim.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן.
Amen.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה לנו, בשבת קדשה באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית. כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ועשנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. We continue our service with the Aleinu, page 51.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, יוטט גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא שנו כחיי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגר עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרה בשמיים עמו, ושכינת עוזו בקווי מרמים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפת זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, והארץ מתחת אין עוד. כך כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
It's with great sadness this past week that our community buried Arnold Landy, the uncle of David and John Lawrence, and one of the brothers of our daily minion. We pray that the Lawrence family and the rest of us get what we need as we remember Arnold with great affection. We also note the continuous Shloshim period, 30 days after passing, for Eleanor Sims, mother of Rena Wolf and Adrian Levin, Steve and Jeffrey Levin, Ralph Sachs, uncle and good friend to so many. We also note the yurtzites on this, the 14th of Tevet, for Max Bagan, grandfather of Rini Rinsler, Rosalind Stone Balzer, the mother of Jack and Pat Balzer, Janet Briner, the mother of Joel Briner, David Brown, grandfather to Susan Sandler, Carrie Sanders, husband of Alice Sanders, and Dora Shaven, the grandmother to Anise and Leslie Parker. We also continue to support those who come morning and evening to our daily minion, remembering Jerry Wiesenberg, father to Andrew Wiesenberg, Ahuva Ben David, mother to Tova and Mark Cohen, Adrian Cohen, the wife of Kelly Inney, Stanley Shiroki, cousin to Ivan Millender, Herbert Singer, husband to Joanne Singer, father to Mindy and Richard Bressler, Lisa and Eric Plasker, Cheryl and Michael Weiss, Henry Burnbury, father to David Burnbury, Lynette Cohen, sister to Philip and Donna Newman, B. Blass, mother to Charlotte and Alan Kaminsky, Alan and Betty Blass, sister to Donald Reisman, Stanley Bloomberg, father to Stacy and John Guerin, Steve Marcus, husband to Sandy Marcus, father to Larry and Brian Marcus, uncle to Batsheva Fullenhall, Carol Wexler, mother to Jill and Robert Rosner, Jeff Wexler and Ellen Pillsbury, Harris Pavlot, father to Arthur and Dara Pavlot, Pauline Cohen, mother to Stanley Cohen and to Walter and Lisa Cohen, Dan Melnick, husband to Diane Melnick, John Sherman McDade, husband to Marcia McDade, brother-in-law to Jeannie and Bob Tepper, Rose Berman, sister to Donald Reisman, Bella Haya Batsari, close friend of Marilyn Winston, Shirley Bornstein, stepmother to Pepe and Alan Walken, Linda and Carrie Landis, Norman Arm, uncle to Sheila Edelman, Demetrius Coffey, close friend of Alan Wexler, Walter Hirschberg, husband to Rosalie Hirschberg, father to Mark Hirschberg, Kathy Baumgardner Shear, beloved friend of Rena Wolf, and Rick Goldstein, cousin to Bill Kleinberg. If I've omitted any names, please forgive me, but know that we walk with you during this time. We hold you and continue to support you as you remember your loved one, and as we together as a community support one another in recitation of the Mourner's Kaddish. We enable our microphones and rise, page 52 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal, Yit Gadal, Shemei Rabba, Ve'alma Divak Yirtei, V'yamlit Malchut, V'chayachon V'yomechon, V'chayei D'chol Beit Yisrael, V'aga Lago V'man Kari, V'yimru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach, Olam Umei Omaya. Yitbarach,
Yishtabach,
V'yishtabach, V'yipa'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shmei Kudashah, Brichu, Le'elam, Min Kol Birchata, V'shirata, Tush B'chata, V'nechamata, Da'amiran Be'alma, V'yimru, Amen. Yehesh Lama Rabba Mi Shemaya B'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom V'Rama Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Melissa, thank you so much for leading us beautifully this evening. We're so glad that you're here. Damone, thank you so much for your leadership tonight in helping us. Tomorrow morning, we start at 9:30 in the morning. 10:30, I'll be leading Torah study, so I hope you'll join us. If you were here last week for Shabbat services, during my sermon, I yelled at everybody about their shrimp and lobster eating and paying $32 for lobster tail. And at the end of services, I had people come up and say, Rabbi, lobster tail is so much more than $32. So I think I got my point across. And but tomorrow I'm going to continue with the theme of spiritual authority and where we find it. And so I hope you'll join me for Torah study at 10:30. Very excited. Jordan Foreman has actually given the sermon. Who knew he could speak English? But he is tomorrow, and we're excited to have him sharing some words of Torah to us. He is a Chacham. He's got a tremendous amount of wisdom. So we're looking forward to hearing that. So that'll be towards the end of services tomorrow. So I hope you will join us either in person or virtual. Tomorrow evening, I'll have to look. I believe it's 5:15. That's right, 5:15. So I hope you'll join us for evening minyan and Havdalah at 5:15. There's still a lot going on, even though for many of us, our work is slowing down. We're going on vacation and other things. But nowadays, it doesn't matter where you are, you're still at shul. So you could always show up and be with us wherever you are in the world. So we hope that you'll join us over the next 2 weeks as we make our way to the new year. We also want to wish Rabbi blessed and well. He's down in Florida with his family. And although he's been working remotely all week, he officially this afternoon started his vacation. So we hope he has a wonderful time. And he'll be back with us next Shabbat. So we'll look forward to welcoming him back then. Melissa, anything else to announce?
I don't think so.
We're good?
We're
okay.
good.
Let's conclude our service with Yigdal, page 53.
Yigdal Elohim Chai v'yishtabach nimtzo v'yehenei tel metziuto echad ve'en yochid ki yichudo ne'lam v'gam ein sof le'achduto ein lo demut haguf v'eino guf lo na'arach elav kedushato kadman l'chol davar asher nira rishon v'ein reshit l'reshito ino adon olam l'kol notzar yarek edulato malchuto shefana vuoto nesono elam shesegulato v'tifarto lo kam beYisrael kemoshe od novi umabit et emunato toratem et natan le'amoel al yad avion eman beto lo yachal ifoel v'lo yomir doso le'olamim lezulato sofei v'yodea tetoreinu mabit l'sof davar bekadmato gomel le'ish chesed kemifalo noten l'rosh haro kerishoto ישלח לקץ היום מן משיחנו לפדות בחקקת ישועתו מתים לחייל ברוב חסדו ברוך הדיית שם תהילתו מתים יחייל ברוב חסדו ברוך הדיית שם תהילתו. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Thank y'all.
Shabbat Shalom, y'all.
Shabbos.
Everybody.
Shabbos.
Stacy, I saw you in Sam. That was awesome.
What was the weather like in
Yeah.
Florida?